Hi guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Triple N. As you can see, today I have a guest with me. If you have been a subscriber since we began, or if you've been watching the previous videos at Triple N, you've seen me like have guests here and there, basically just to shed light on different topics. So I'll let my guests introduce themselves, then we will pick it up from there.
Hello people, I am Kaluda Kikono and I'm an entrepreneur. I own a creative business that deals in photography and videography, also some sense also of graphics design. And here I am on Triple N.
All right, maybe just to add to it, she is among the crew that we work with to be able to produce the Triple N episodes. I think I've worked with them, by the time we are shooting this, it's about 9 months thereabout. I still foresee continuing to work with them. So all these, the good quality videos that you've been seeing, the content that you've been seeing, they're the ones who've been sort of doing the production of it. So I want to just get right into it. Today we're going to discuss entrepreneurship, the journey to entrepreneurship. Because I know there's so many people right now who are starting businesses, and maybe there's a thing or two that they can be able to learn from them, and especially because she does this full time, so it's not like this is her side hustle, like this is what she does 100% of the time. So maybe to go right in, I just want to know, like, how did you decide, like, from university to doing this? Like, how did you decide to get into this space?
Okay, so we met in campus, me and my business partners, and then the WBT was already existent, but it was just a hobby for one of us. And then right during COVID time, that is in 2020, August, we saw that we saw it fit, like, this thing is good, we can maybe pursue it and have it make money for us. So yeah, that's how it all began, and it got interesting to the point that it could sustain us. Yeah.
All right, so let me ask, did any of you ever get into like 9 to 5? And if yes, how was that transition?
Yes, for me, I didn't get into a 9 to 5. I did just the school requirement internship that I did in my 4th year, but then right after it ended 3 months, I didn't like get into a job. I didn't want to seek a job, but then one of my partners in the business got, I think two times got into a 9 to 5, but then later on he ended up quitting because it was also like a strain trying to balance the two, and it wasn't something that they wanted to like pursue full time. Yeah.
All right, that's good information. So you guys began this when you're in campus.
Yes.
How are you able to like raise capital to like buy your equipment and all that?
Okay, so back in campus we had friends, a circle of friends, and in a group we could access like a camera, so we just started with a simple camera, and then once finances started streaming in from using just one camera, we could be able to like get it back into the business and purchase the other stuff. So we build up kidogo kidogo to until that point where we could have like entire team have equipment that we can shoot with. Yes.
So when it comes to, because you've said it got to a point where it was sustaining you guys, how were you able to know? First, do you pay yourselves like from the business?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so you have like fixed salary rates?
Yes.
That each one of you gets at the end of the month?
Yeah.
So at what point were you able to determine that now this thing is able to sustain us? And how did you come up with the formula of deciding that these are the salaries that we can earn from the business?
Okay. From when we decided first where it will sustain us is when we saw that the income that it's being generated from the business is enough to like run the business and still have profits at the end of the month. Then we saw that pursuing it, even like adding double the effort we'd put in earlier, will bring even more money. So why not like do it full time, and from the money that we're getting there, pay ourselves. So by then we were like, yeah, we can do it. So 1 year down the line, we're like, this is something that we can really work towards, and then bring in finances, and at the same time we don't have to like go out there and search for jobs or side hustles. This can be our main thing.
Like this is what you guys can do. I really like that. Maybe to take you back a bit, how were you able to convince your parents? Because I know the way parents can get, like the way Kenya is structured is like you're supposed to go to school, go to college, finish college, get a job. So how are you able to convince your parents that you do not want to do like a 9 to 5?
That is tricky, especially when we have like the African setup where you're being conditioned like after campus, right after your studies, you're supposed to go seek for employment. It became a bit like, should I like pursue this or should I go the employment way, where my folks and my guardians would be very okay with like going that way. And so at some point after doing my attachment, I used to send CVs, but then I decided I won't do that anymore. And even when my relatives and folks used to send me maybe applications, like you can apply to this job, there's this vacancy. It's like, I'll apply, but in the hindsight, I wouldn't like apply. So it came a time where they knew there's this business that is existing, and so they're like, so you do not kufanya? And I'm like, yeah, that is what I'm pursuing until a good opportunity presents itself. But then I'm like, there's no opportunity that even if it presents itself,
you know that you're not even going to pursue it, but you're just telling them so that wawachane kukuliza kila time.
Yes,
like, I'm searching. If something comes up, sawa. All right.
So that's been the thing, but for now they know that this is what I'm doing.
That's what you're doing like full time. So how was it like? How did you get your first client?
From campus, people used to love taking or getting photos of themselves and then taken by us. So that's how it's really got to, like, we've taken nice photos, say of Nifa, and then you go and tell your friend, there's this group or there's this team that takes nice photos. So the recommendations became quite a lot from just one person who would tell the friend, and so on and so forth. And then now when we got to Nairobi, posting on our socials, people would like see us and see the work that we are doing, and then they'd contact us, and then they'd end up as a client conversion. So
all right.
So
to speak on social media, were you sponsoring your posts, or how did you go about it? Like, I know many people are interested with social media marketing because most people nowadays are doing things like online, and we have a lot of young people who are doing businesses online. So, but people struggle with converting the online followers into clients. So how were you able to do that?
We didn't really like have marketing strategies such that we were boosting a post, or we were what was that you used? Sponsoring posts. So we just used to post our photos, and them themselves will sell. So and then someone would ask, can I get a shoot? Of course, with getting followers, the traffic would be more, but then we'd try as much as possible to have just a natural way of growing our following and growing our business. Yes.
All right. The other thing that I wanted to ask, maybe in the pursuit of like growing your business, how have you been able to get the finances to build up to where you are right now?
Okay. Much of the finances, or say 70% of the finances that we have, are generated by the business itself. And then the other 30 is we get loans from banks, from friends, from circles that we're able to like bring them into the business, and then we'll operate from that together with the money that now the business itself generates. So
many people are scared of taking loans. I think even today as we were doing a discussion, actually, like I've never taken any loan from like a financial institution. I'm not sure whether it's because I'm scared or like what's the barrier. So like as young people who've walked that journey, how was the experience been like for you?
I think at the beginning it's scary, but then if you don't risk, business is all about risking. So if you risk averse, then you won't like get to the point where you want to get. So you just have to like jump in, whether you're afraid or not, just do it afraid. Yeah. And the experience was, as I've said, fearful at first, but then with time we got into knowing how especially we can pay back the loans. Having like a way or a plan of paying back the loan is what sets you like apart from maybe someone who just takes a loan blindly. So we had to plan, like say within this month we are going to be able to offset this loan, and if we are going to take another one, it will be between a period of like we give ourselves
another
some time
break, before you can
yeah.
be able to take another
Yes,
one.
yes.
So how have you ensured that the group stays together? Because sometimes like group dynamics can be difficult, especially in terms of what everyone is bringing to the table. So have you been able to just make sure that the group dynamics are working and you guys have been together like for this long?
Okay. So at first, I think just having different personalities in like a team is a whole lot of different thing together. So it's just knowing why you're there, and if all of you are focused on the goal and everyone understands what that goal is, it's easier to set your pride aside or to set your personality aside and just focus on what has brought you there as an individual or as a business partner. So at times it's not as easy as maybe I'm putting it out.
I know like group dynamics are
but then at the end of the day we just maneuver through it somehow. Don't know, like I can't put like it's A and B and C that we do, but somehow we go through it.
You go through it. Have you been at a point where maybe one member has wanted to leave?
Not yet. We haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay. But do you have like a plan for it, like if that ever comes up?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have to, like, before even starting out as a team or as partners, we had to maybe sit down and discuss if this was to happen, what would happen, and that we have written down and everyone is in agreement with
it.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel that's a good way of doing things, and maybe guys can learn, especially if the business that you're going to do is going to is actually a group business and not like a sole proprietor, because for a sole proprietorship you make all the decisions, you take all the liabilities, all the profits, everything is just on you. Maybe to ask now, when it comes to like pay, when you guys were determining a pay, did you make like a pay scale in terms of the effort that everyone brings in, or all of you started from an equal amount? How are you able to go around it?
For that we determined with the roles that each and every one of us has. So the match that you bring on the table is what will determine how much you're going to get at the end of the day or at the end of the month. Yes. Okay, so that's how it means
it's varied.
It's varied. It's not the same for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just wondering, especially because it's group dynamic, by the time someone is accepting to take less than the other person, how was that discussion like?
Because like you have to have a sober discussion, and that person has to like see this is what they're bringing in, and the much they're bringing in is worth that amount that they're receiving at the end of the day. So there's no way where we can say that you're bringing 0 or not 0, say you're bringing 4 and then someone else is bringing 8 and you expect to maybe be given the same or have the same salary or the same whatever that is given at the end of the month. So there's that discussion that was had that had to be a sober one, and everyone had to be like in agreement with it. So it's something that you have to talk about at the end of the day. You can't like escape it.
You can't escape it, because also you cannot say okay, wacha kila mtu apate 50-50-50 just because it's a partnership, because there's always one person who will always work more than the other. Yes. I agree. Now the other thing that I wanted to find out, how has it been like growing your business? Like, how's the growth process been for you?
It's been, I think, 3 years since it started, and slowly by slowly we are seeing all the effort that we put in the first years or the first and second year, they're paying off. And the growth, though at times it's not like a straight at times like there's that downward movement. We've stayed true to the dream and true to the goal, and we are seeing the fruits. Yeah.
Alright.
Especially this third year.
Yeah, I know last year you guys were quite busy because I was already working with you guys. You guys were quite busy, and I think it really impresses me because even personally I've been having that struggle of, do I go to entrepreneurship? Do I do what? But I think also the older you become, the more difficult it is to like be daring, because I think now you have like a bit more responsibilities and all that, and maybe we've already gotten comfortable with a paycheck and all that. Now, in terms of the leadership structure, how do you determine who leads the rest of the people? Because you must have like sort of a leadership structure. How were you able to determine that? Is it by strengths or?
I think through just even the sit down that we had in the onset years of the business, we determined like this person is gifted in this area maybe of leadership, or they're more say what they bring as a person, or their personality is more geared towards leadership, or I don't know how to put it in such that people understand how we
but
went
I get
through
what you're
it.
saying, like
but
it is, if I am good in speaking and marketing and mini, then that is the direction I'll be put in. If I am good in organizing things and putting people together, then I'll take like the leadership role, because then you're just able to put the team together.
I think
that's quite good.
Yes.
Maybe to ask, why photography and videography? Like, why not anything else? Because there is quite a number of other things that you would have chosen, but then this was it.
I think it found us.
It found you.
Yes, and we fell in love with it, interacting with people. It's not something that you just get bored doing. There's always new people to meet. There's always a new skill set to learn. The nature of the business is that you interact with as many people as possible, so you grow even upwards. So yes.
How does your work day look like?
Say maybe I'll give an example of today. So we have you as the person we are shooting for. So we wake up, we are supposed to be here by 9:30. We get to town and then we commute to here, and throughout the shoot till 3 we are here. And then we head out we are seeing another client in the evening, so that is another client that we're going to have, and we call it a day. And then tomorrow we wake up and do the same thing. If there are no shoots, we edit.
Actually, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, if there are no shoots, then what happens?
We try as much as possible to use that time to edit, because work is always there. You can't say that on this particular day there's no work to be done. There's always work. So when we don't have shoots, or there are even times when we tell a client, no, today we've just taken our day off to edit, so maybe let's reschedule to another time. So we normally plan ourselves such that if there are shoots consecutively, then we'll have to take a break and have that time as editing time, and then get back to shoots. Yes.
The other thing I'd wanted to ask is, do you have like off days, like specific days when you don't work, and how is that structured? Do you take leave? Because I know most of the entrepreneurs actually experience burnout, because sometimes you don't want to take a break because maybe that is when the clients are available, and then also because business is not always there. So it's like enyewe kama saizi ndio client amepatikana, then just better do it. So how do you work around that?
So we have a specific day that is just set for editing and rest. So we can decide like today we are editing half day, and then the other half of the day we are shooting. So if there's a client who comes in, we're telling them, hey, today we can't. So it's either we reschedule or we recommend them someone else who will shoot that. Yes, so it's not like a specific leave or off day, but it's just time we've set aside to say that on this particular day we're not doing shoots. You're
not doing shooting, you're not editing, like it's just time for you guys.
Even if it's editing, it doesn't take like much of the day. It's just a small percentage of the day. Yes.
All right. So how have you been able to just acquire that discipline? Are there days that you feel like you don't want to do anything, you just want to chill? I'm asking that because I know I'm an entrepreneur, and there are just days I'm just like, oh goodness, like today I just want to rest. Yes, like do you have such days, and how do you handle it? especially now that it's also like a group dynamics. So it's not like you can make that decision by yourself.
Yes. It would be a lie if we say we don't have such days. So yes, we do. And at times you just like, but you're like, okay, it has presented itself and work must be done, so let's do it. But then when we get to a point where you're like, today, so on such days when we feel we don't have the capacity to just walk and go to a shoot, edit client's work, maybe what we do is take a few hours, reset, maybe even like find something to distract yourself, and then once you energize or you re-energize yourself, you come back and do it. But then that is for editing, but then now for shoots, you can't cancel on the client that same day.
Like
so you just have to go. You just have to show up. Yes. So for the edits is when we can be flexible, because you can just go have a stroll or cook, do something different, and
away
then get
from
back.
The work.
Yes.
How has the journey been for you?
Interesting. There's lots of learning. The business is interesting and enjoyable to do. It's something that I see myself even pursuing in the next 5-10 years, and the goal is to get bigger.
And for sure, you guys are going to grow, and I think we'll plug, guys, like when we come to the end of it all. So my last question would be, what would you want to tell someone who wants to pursue entrepreneurship or who wants to get into the photography business? But generally just entrepreneurship. Yes.
I think just start, even with the little that you have. It doesn't have to be like, I'd say you'd wait until the time you have capital of maybe an amount you're looking at 1 million, because it will take you time, and before you get to that amount, you'll have maybe gone into employment, and then the paycheck will be there. It will be hard for you even to get now out of employment. So once you have like an idea and you know how to execute, of course with enough research, just start. You can crowdfund, you can ask your family to support you. Just find a way where you can start with the least amount possible, because I think just with even a simple camera squeeze kuna za, I think 60,000, you can just start if it's photography, because I'll speak of something that I know. There's a camera worth 60,000. Just find the cheapest means. You can even buy a second-hand camera. It doesn't have to be brand new for you to start the business. So just go out there, find people who can support you, and start. Yes.
All right. First, thank you so much for accepting to grace this. Guys, this is the face behind Triple N. Their company is called
WBtCreative.
WBtCreatives. I think she can talk much about that and give you the social media handles. If you want to start a YouTube channel and you need some people to shoot for you, I think I would recommend them. They're very committed to like what they do. I've worked with them like so far, like up to here. Their prices are very friendly. Like for myself, we're able to like just work something out that was within my budget, and clearly we've worked together like so far up to now. They're the ones who are still doing the production. The other thing is that I think I would also recommend them because they are young and they're also trying to just grow their platform. So support them in whichever way. If you have like photography that you need done, you can always talk to them. They will come to where you are and they can be able to shoot for you. So I'll give it up to you so that you plug your page and your official numbers, and then you can be able to close on the episode.
Okay, thank you. So as you've heard from Nifa, we are WBtCreative. We go by that on all our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, and on YouTube, all across WBtCreative. So you can just send us a DM or call us on 0725 023 952 to book a shoot. Our shoots range between favorable budget. I wouldn't say the amount, but because it depends, we curate them for people depending on their needs. Yeah, but then we offer photography for birthdays, for events, for showers, wedding photography, portrait photography, product photography, all sorts of photography that you have in mind. And we do also travel photography and content on our YouTube. So we just showcase how the photography and videography business is across our platforms, and especially more on our YouTube channel. And for videography, we do such sorts of content, like we shoot for people who are on YouTube who want to start their YouTube journey, but then they don't have like a production team, or they still are not yet to the point where they can do it on their own. So if you're out there and you want to start your own YouTube channel and you're looking for a production team, we are the people there. So yeah, looking forward to having your bookings. Yes.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you have learned a thing or two from what we've shared today. If you're an entrepreneur, like there's enough information here to just keep you going and to keep you moving. And yeah, you can reach out to them. And if you enjoy this kind of content, do let me know in the comment section below. Let us engage. And until next time, see ya.